Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick video. I need to install some rear parking brake pads on my 2006 WRX. It's actually a separate brake pad than your normal back brakes with the caliper. These are drum brakes. They go inside of the rotors, so let's not waste any time and get right to it. Alright guys, so first thing you're going to do is obviously you want to take the wheel off. Set this aside. Alright, there's going to be two 14mm bolts back here holding the caliper on, so we need to get that off there. Alright, we got those out of there, so let's just move the caliper over to the side. Just set it back there. Alright, sometimes the rotor will just come right off of here. If it doesn't, you need to grab two 12mm bolts, screw them into the two holes on the rotor, and when we tighten that down, it should slowly back off each side, so do them equally. Just get that tight. Get this one a little bit tight. And then you can see the rotor slowly come off. And now that's off there. Take these bolts back out. Alright, now we got the rotor out of there. Alright, so now we got the rotor off. We got these two springs up here that need to come off. These two over here will pop off. And then there's one down here on the bottom that holds it together. So let's get those off of there. Take that bottom one off first. Then we can get these side ones here. You just got to kind of push them in and then twist. Kind of a pain in the butt. And pop that off there. Do the same over here on the other side. Alright, we got both those pins out of there. This thing right here, it adjusts the brake pads, how hard they press up against the rotor. Now that we got those bottom ones off there, now we can get these top ones off a little easier, I think. There's that one. And get this one off there. So these springs, the blue one's on the left, this yellow one's on the right. Take these out of there. This little piece, it just fits right back behind there and presses up against both the pads. And then make sure you don't lose this little piece. It's going to go up here and it's going to hold the springs from bending backwards. Alright, we got this emergency brake line down here. Pull that off the old one. We're going to have to get this off the pin so that we can put that on the new pad. So let's get that off there real quick. I just use a flathead screwdriver and kind of pry at it on the back here. So it helps too if you have one of these little tiny screwdrivers, because then you can get it right in. this little spot here and pry it off there. All right. Take this off there. There's a little washer right here. That off of there. Then we can pull this thing out and get rid of these old pads. Grab this new one. Throw that piece back on there. The washer on there. And then we can slide that piece back on there also. Alright, we got that piece on there now. For the e-brake, it's gonna go over here. So we need to get this line connected back on there. Okay. Alright, we got that e-brake line back on there. I like to take these little guys out. Okay, now we got to put this thing back together. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is put this piece on there. This little piece is going to sit right on top. And we'll just kind of sit right in this little groove. And our blue spring will go on this side. Right in that little hole. This little piece likes to fall down. With this piece, this part's going to face out. So that's going to go in there. And then this piece, this brake pad is going to come right up here. Just like that. Throw the other spring on it. Okay. Got that spring on there. Alright, so this spring here is going to attach to the bottom here. After we put this piece in, so we'll just screw it in all the way, and then it's just going to go on the bottom from one side of the brake to the other. Alright, we got that little piece in there, so now we got to put this spring on down here at the bottom. Okay, now we got to put these pieces back through the back, and then it will come out the front. We got to line this little spring up with this piece. It's just going to slide through like that, and then just turn it, and then it'll hold it on there. So there's the piece coming through right here, and then we're just going to take this, slide it on there, and turn it. This thing kind of sucks, so you just got to be patient. There's probably an easier way to do it, but I don't know what that is. But we're gonna take our pliers here, grab onto this thing, get that spring back in there. Damn it. Alright, so that one's on there. You just gotta make sure and get it locked into place. Now I just gotta do the other side. This would probably actually be easier if you did it first. Before we put all the other springs on. Kind of what I'm thinking here. But I think we can get this on here. Alright, we got both our little springs on there. We got that one in place. That one's back in place. Both of those are on there. And we got that spring in there and the adjustment screw. Spray this off with some brake clean again. Get her nice and clean. Get the brake rotor all brake cleaned up. All that nasty crap out of there. So what I like to do now is I like to get this screw out as far as I can. The pads out to where you can't get the rotor on there, and then just bring it in just a little bit so that it'll slide on. I think it could come out just a little more. Now there's no way for this to go on there. It's so far out. So we'll bring it back in. Still too tight. And there we go. It slides right on there. And then we just got to throw the caliper back on there, and put the wheel back on there and put it on the ground. All right, now we just got to torque down these lug nuts and clean up our mess, then we're done. All right, there it is. It's all done. Hopefully this video can help you guys in the future, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Talk to you guys later.